I'm Vice Mayor Tom Reed. I will be filling in Mayor Penny's absence. We will start today with an invocation from Commissioner Neidinger, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance.
Dear God, as we come together today, we ask for your wisdom and guidance. Lead us to make decisions that are clear and aligned with the needs of our community. And as always, keep a watchful eye over our first responders and city staff as they continue to serve and protect our citizens. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Carly, if you please call the roll.
Neidinger.
Here.
McAleese.
Here.
Thompson.
Here.
Reed.
Here.
Penny.
Thank you. At this time, we're going to conduct an agenda meeting for the August 26th regular commission meeting, and then we will immediately follow by administrative workshop. So we have the proposed agenda for the meeting. We do.
So
Thank you.
first order is public hearing, and we have ordinance number 2025-02, which is an ordinance of the City of South Pasadena, Florida, amending Chapter 90, Emergency Management, Section 1, Authority of Incident Commander, subsection A, providing for a permanent waiver of the incident commander's $50,000 emergency expenditure limit, providing for severability, and providing for an effective date. Second and final reading.
Thank you. We have no unfinished business. We'll have a consent agenda for the approval of the minutes. Administrative workshop schedule, or the meetings rather, the minutes rather. Then new business. We've got several ordinances. Ordinance number 2025-03, an ordinance of the City of South Pasadena adopting fiscal year 25-26 budget, providing an effective date. First reading. What? Oh, sorry.
No.
Go ahead, Kristen.
Thank you. And then we also have ordinance number 2025-04, an ordinance of the City of South Pasadena, Florida, amending Appendix Charters A198, fees of the Code of Ordinances relating to rates and charges for reclaimed water, to increase the minimum monthly reclaimed water service charge for single-family residential customers to $11.88, and to increase commercial and municipal user service charges to $339.31 per pervious acre, providing an effective date. First reading. And then we also have ordinance number 2025-05, which is an ordinance of the City of South Pasadena, Florida, amending Appendix Chapter A198, fees of the Code of Ordinances relating to rates and charges for sewage use, to increase the base minimum monthly sewer rates and sewer flow charge rate by 9.5%, providing an effective date. First reading. We also have resolution number 2025-09, a resolution of the City of South Pasadena, Florida, appointing the Sheriff of Pinellas County as the police department of the city for the period of October 1st, 2025 through September 30th, 2026. And then we also have a motion to ratify engagement letter with Gray Robinson for governmental consulting services. And lastly, we have a motion to ratify engagement letter with Gray Robinson for intergovernmental legal services.
Thank you for all that. Does anybody have any discussion on any of these items? See none, I guess we're adjourned, and we will move down to the table. Good morning. Call this administrative workshop to order. If we could please start with the roll.
Neidinger.
Here.
McAleese.
Here.
Thompson.
Here.
Reed.
Here.
Penny.
Okay. First thing we have is the consulting services engagement letters with Gray Robinson.
That one is me. So, as you all are aware, we had significant damage to City Hall in the storms last year. One of the possible sources of funding that we would have for a project to either remodel or rebuild would be pursuing appropriations funds through the state process. In order to do that, we would need some pretty significant assistance from lobbyists. So these two contracts actually kind of, engagement letters sort of work in tandem for a division of Gray Robinson to provide lobbying services for us to help us pursue funding toward a city hall project. So we're still working through the feasibility studies and getting estimates from the architects, but we did need to kind of start the appropriations process pretty quickly because of the time frame of that process that's set by the state.
Right.
So after speaking with them, understanding some of our options in terms of if you all decided not to pursue this, I spoke with Mayor Penny. He was in favor of going ahead and executing both engagement letters and then discussing it with you all. And if you all do not want to proceed with it, we can terminate it. But just in order to be able to let them actually get started, because it's a bit of a tight time
Right.
frame this fall, we sort of decided to go ahead and execute and have them start working. And then if you all don't want to proceed, we can halt. So the two engagement letters put before you have been executed and sent to them so that they have begun registering for us and starting these conversations on the city's behalf. But we do have the option to terminate them if you don't want to proceed forward. And there's two different contracts, because one is for basically the more legal services side of the process, providing specific legal counsel, which would not have been covered under our like retainer for general counsel items that we just have a contract with them, which is Kristen's here for that. So there's legal services, and then the other side is what they called intergovernmental consulting, which is the lobbying aspect. So that's why there's two, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I did speak with some other firms and I got some pricing just for comparison. They seem very in line with what is sort of generally accepted for costs. It is a 1-year agreement, so it would be 12 months of each of these, which comes combined together, it's $5,000 a month. So it's
$60,000.
$60,000, yeah.
Okay.
For
Would there be any reason we wouldn't want to do it?
the
No.
cost of doing it, yeah, just the
Only
because
except for the cost,
it's not a guarantee what you're gonna get.
Right.
Right.
We
So-
don't really know what the outcome of this request process is going to be. So it's money spent in pursuit of money you're not quite sure you're gonna get. From the feedback that I've gotten, not just from Gray Robinson, but from other cities that I've spoken with and some of these other consulting firms, we would be expected to get something.
Yeah.
It could be anywhere from 500,000 to $1 million to 2.5 million. I mean,
We'll take it.
There are unknowns, which is
Right.
we felt comfortable that you all would want to pursue this, but
Yeah.
it is before you for ratification next Tuesday, because ultimately it being a contract expending city funds, it needs your approval, because
Sure.
then I have to work with Jim to find it. So, because that was not if you can look by Jim's face, he's probably not super thrilled that I just spent money.
Jim looks thrilled.
So, but I need your all's
Yeah.
sort of blessing to go forward with that with them, and then to work with Jim to figure out how we're gonna handle that on the budget side.
Well, I think it's pretty important, obviously. I mean, I talked with Representative Cheney's office about the appropriations, and there's no way to get it done without proper stewardship.
It's incredibly difficult.
And
to
there
do.
are cities that are significantly smaller than us that have had a lobbyist on retainer for a number of years that I know through the League of Cities. And I think it's just a forward-looking decision on behalf of us
Right.
to, not just this year, but probably future years, because there's always appropriations money. It's having somebody that knows how to find it. It's like a hog looking for truffles in Italy.
Yeah.
You want to have a good one.
So,
So I'm all for it. Does anybody else have
Yes,
any discussion on it?
absolutely. Yeah,
Just
I'm for it.
quick question.
Okay.
So are they looking for money in addition to FEMA money? Or is this part of FEMA?
no, it's a completely separate
It's
process.
a completely different channel.
Completely
Okay.
separate process. There's money that the state has that's basically for projects
Okay,
from smaller governments, but you have to go in and request it, and you have to
Yes.
sell your need for it.
okay,
And the lobbyists tend to help that process.
So it's another avenue we're going
It
down.
is an avenue
All right.
to pursue funding,
All right.
yeah.
Thank
Treasure
you.
Island just secured, I think, last session, I want to say 1.5 million towards their public safety facility. So good ROI on that money, I think.
It's not a guarantee, but
Right.
from the people I've talked to, it sounds like we should be able to get something.
Okay.
We should.
Well, and if you don't
It's
do it,
just-
you're not gonna
If
get
you don't
any.
do
Right,
it,
exactly.
I mean, we can try and do it on our own, but
Yeah.
I'll tell you right now, we will not be successful.
Agreed.
Because of the type of conversations that have to be had, we would not be successful, in my opinion, or even say as successful.
And that
Let's say.
documentation that you have to do is gotta be crazy.
So,
And relationships that.
that's
And the-
really
and
it
the
is, you know who to talk to,
relationship,
you know when to talk to them, and what to sort of play against, well, this was given here, this should be, you know, if you have that history and background, I feel like they would be able to get us. Could staff fill out the forms? 100%. Is it
Yeah.
gonna get the same outcome? Probably not.
Nope.
So,
Well, and we've had good support from Gray Robinson over the years.
correct, yeah,
For a long time.
Yeah.
And, they've been a good firm and,
yep,
you know, we've gotten good stuff out of them.
Yep.
So why not continue?
Yep.
I agree.
so, okay,
Another quick question.
shoot.
Is what this contract for, are we looking for money specifically for our building or for all the services that the city offers? That's
So
what I'm not
this would be
clear.
specifically for the city hall.
It would be for City
project,
Hall?
yes.
Okay,
I'm hoping that part of this is we could get guidance, because my understanding is for certain projects, you can ask multiple years in a row. So they may have some feedback on, you know, maybe this first year we focus on getting funding for the study and the engineering and architecture and the knockdown. And then next year you ask for money to actually, you know, they're gonna be the ones that know the best way to try to get more through the
Sure.
process. But
Okay.
it does have to be a targeted, specific, this is what we're gonna use it.
very good, thank you.
So,
Okay,
that's my understanding.
okay.
So both of those items are on the agenda for Tuesday evening for ratification, so that we can confirm that that is what the commission would like to do. So,
Very good. Next up, department head reports.
John, why not?
Mine's always the easiest anyway, so.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
well,
right.
unless it's not.
It always is. Well, welcome back, y'all.
Thank you.
You?
And you too, my dear. Welcome back. Any questions?
No?
I mean, it's, you know, it's
Pretty
all usually pretty
self-explanatory.
straightforward.
Are we gonna do a grand opening for the Bayview?
that's kind of a question that I have for you guys.
Okay.
If you would like to, we can.
I think it'd be kind of crazy not to. I mean, it's really nice investment, nice refresh for the city. I think we should make advantage of it.
My thought is, if you all wouldn't mind, since it is open currently, would you all have an issue with giving it maybe a month till it's cooler?
Oh, I'm all for
That'd
that.
be great.
Okay, can we,
You won't have to twist her.
Yeah, we
Okay.
didn't put the misters in the budget. when we did
Okay.
that.
That's an easy one.
so we'll come back to you at an
Okay.
upcoming meeting with some dates and try to do it mid-fall where it's a little bit cooler.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, because we're, with the park, Justin has all the information, so he is working right now because we got a $250,000 grant to go towards that. So he is working with, I think that was FDEP, so hopefully, I'm not sure how long that's gonna take, but he's working on getting, you know, that refund back now that is, you know, complete. Yeah, so that would, Jim would like that, at least get some kind of money back.
Yeah.
And
always-
just another one, you know, with all the recent rains and everything, you know, the heavy rains, you know, we've had a few complaints, you know, not a lot, but we've had enough, and you know, people are worried about the lines being clogged on the island and Oleander, and of course, obviously, you could tell a new moon's coming because there's water in the street. But the pipes on the island are clean.
Okay.
You know, we actually took pictures of the pipes, and you could see how clean they are, and you could see the light at the end of the tunnel. You know, it's just, again, the timing, it's, you know, as always, it seems like you get us like the perfect storm, you know, when you have the full moon and new moon, tides are way higher than normal, and then that amount of rain in a short period of time, you know, it's inevitable. I am working with a contractor right now. We're gonna do one first. They have, it's called I wrote it down because it's funny. It's called it's a wall stop. It's the name of a company, Wallpro. But what it is, it inserts into the outfall, and it doesn't let water come in. So you get rain. Yep, you get rain, and then with the pressure of that, you know, even on a high tide, if it's more than that, you know, it lifts up and it just lets water out until the pressure equalizes, then it shuts down, but it kind of keeps like this from happening, you know. But at least if it does flood, or you know, water in the streets, it'll be fresh water instead of salt or brackish water. So, you know, but we're working on that. We're gonna try that one first there out on the island, because that's the lowest part. You know, we're gonna see how that works out. But other than that, and Oleander, I had a couple meetings with Pinellas County, had one the other day, and we are on the books. I don't know when yet. He's supposed to let me know. But the ditch across from the old fire station that runs down through there, that's one of the reasons the water is higher than normal over there, because the ditch needs cleaned out. So, you know, we are working with Pinellas County because it's their ditch, but we're on the list to when they come out to get that clean. So as soon as I get that date narrowed down, then I will let everybody know and put something on Facebook and the city website. But other than that, just all the norm. We'll be wrapping Christmas lights here pretty soon.
Anybody have anything for Sean? How's Lenny doing?
He's doing all right. Yeah, he had surgery on his hand, so it was his
Okay.
right hand on top of that. He had
Okay.
some kind of wire put in a long time ago, and it infected and did something, so he's walking around like this.
Bad. Well, that's good. Glad to hear
But yeah, he's doing all right. He's doing all right.
Good.
All right. Thank you, sir.
All right, thank y'all.
Let's see. Let's just get this finance one out of the way. Jim, come on up. Good morning.
I'm going to start with Sean. Are there any questions?
A lot of numbers yesterday.
Yep.
Yeah,
well, I don't know.
a lot to go through in one night, for sure, so.
Yep, it's okay.
Not a whole lot happening. Thursday and Friday, Gerald and I went to the state and local government accounting conference in Orlando. Were some interesting things. With our new auditors, there were 3 GASBs that we have to get up to speed on. GASB 101 relates to compensated absences, and that's a new GASB, so they changed the rules on us going into 2026. So we're probably going to have to get up to speed on that for sure. DNA, they came up with some new guidelines for what should be reported in the management discussion and analysis. They talked a little bit about the Florida Doge survey that came out. I think it came out 2 days before I left for vacation, and they asked for a response within 7 days. We were able to get it out, but a lot of the cities were just as surprised as us, because the way they wanted the information broken out doesn't coincide with the way you account for it. So that was a big discussion item at the conference. Actually, a lot of cities were surprised, especially the bigger cities. We probably didn't give it to them in their exact format because they wanted you to allocate revenue based on where you spend them, which you don't do accounting for that. So we could probably play with the numbers and do some massaging, but we basically give them revenue numbers, and we'll see if they come back and ask more questions.
So you filled out the report, and it's been delivered, but it may not be an exact format that they want?
Right.
Okay, all right, so we'll wait for feedback.
We'll wait
Got
for
it.
feedback, yep.
Good.
Still working on the year-end audit. I'm disappointed because I was hoping that by the time I got back, they were in the final stages of issuing it, but they're still asking us questions, so they're still working on compiling the actual financial statement, so aiming for the end of August, but so far, they've had one auditor come out in June, Scott Montgomery. One visit, we haven't seen him, all the work they're doing is remote, so it's kind of a different experience for us. We're used to having our prior auditors here under our feet constantly, so. Annual firefighters pension report has been submitted to the Division of Retirement, but part of that submittal is the audited financial, so that's holding that up. They give us a portion of state insurance premiums, but you have to have that report done, so we're pushing the limit on that, because they can withhold those funds from you, so we're waiting on the audit on that. Other than that, it's numbers, financial numbers. I'll just let you all ask any questions you might have on that. Otherwise, that's all I have.
Yeah. Anybody have any questions for Jim? All right. Short and sweet. Thank you, Jim. How about Terry? Let's see what Terry's got to say today. Good morning.
Welcome back. Any questions for me?
Yeah, well, I asked you already about the boat serving as a dumpster. What's the latest on Take 5? Anything other than what you put in your report? Is it just still?
I have not heard anything
Okay.
from FDOT or from the owners of Take 5 as to where we are in the process of them making the corrections that FDOT is requiring.
When they originally site planned it, didn't it have an egress from the back?
It did.
Because I cut through there the other day trying to get to the back of this Walmart and found out it didn't have one.
Yes, there was a revision done, and apparently it did not get submitted to FDOT. So,
You don't think they're gonna make them take it down, do you? Could that be a possibility?
anything is possible.
Okay.
That was a long pause.
Well, I mean, it's just been
Politically
sitting
correct way to
there.
say it. I mean, they built it without FDOT having signed off on it. The requirement so when we did the first project on Pasadena Avenue, I made them wait for FDOT approval. FDOT did not like that I made them wait for FDOT approval before I issued my permit. Told me that they could not hold up the permit process. So we told them they needed to submit. They submitted, but then didn't follow through with it. So we moved forward with our permit process, and this
I
is
think they're just
where it
being
ended.
difficult. FDOT, I
Um,
mean, can't they come up with a
There's some safety
resolution?
issues.
Too busy there.
There's some
yeah.
safety concerns,
There
so,
are.
yeah.
Yeah, and legit too, because like I said, I turned in there and turned around and it was like getting out, it was a little dicey. So,
There's some safety concerns, so they're working, my understanding is they're working through it, I just have not gotten any updates recently.
okay. And what's 1410, 1420? Refresh me, where is that?
So that is the lot next to Regions Bank,
That's what I thought,
the
okay.
vacant lot.
What kind of retail space, just storefront?
So for right now, it's, I believe, four units, Chief?
Yes.
4 units,
Okay.
storefront, basically strip mall, kind of.
Maybe a restaurant or two.
So we had returned it for corrections, so we're waiting on additional documentation to come in.
Anybody else have anything for Terry?
We waived a lot of permits.
Yes, ma'am. And I just received, so Le Chateau, over here, has submitted, have not submitted all of them yet, but we're expecting 116 permit applications for the build-out, because the initial permits were just for the mailbox for the units. So we're in the process of processing all the permits for for the build out, so it's gonna be, that number's gonna grow.
How come it's taken them so long to do that? I mean, my God, it's a year almost. I don't get it. And then they look at us and say that we're not doing our job.
Yes, ma'am. So they're working through the process. I mean, it is a lot of units. But, and there've been supply chain issues. And then there's some issues with their staffing. So they've lost a lot of employees. So other than that, I don't have answers for that.
All right. Anything else? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You as well. Come on up, chief.
Bless you.
How you doing?
Good.
Good.
Did you see the painting back there?
I guess you got the copy of it.
Not yet.
Mhm.
Okay. We will take care of it. Morning, everybody.
Morning,
So,
morning.
Just a quick recap. So, yeah, real proud of a couple of our folks, DC Worth, Paramedic Yulovich, both just completed master's degree programs.
Wow.
Yeah. DC's was in public administration, fire executive leadership, and Paramedic Yulovich was in Masters of Social Work. His goal, excuse me, when he finished his career here is to help in the mental health aspect with first responders as a counselor type position. So he's actually started a job part-time doing that, so pretty excited about that. I think so.
Yeah, that's great.
Did some chainsaw training, probably real good timing with the storm season and what we see out there right now. One of our firefighter paramedics, his part-time, he started a tree service, so he's helping with develop some training, mostly care maintenance, safety, and then proper cutting techniques. You can see in the picture the orange are the leather chaps for safety when using the chainsaw. Little increase in call volume, not much, we're still down quite a bit, what we would normally see this time of year. But I did notice that the Springs is back fully open, so part of
It is?
the Springs, the
Oh.
two-story in the Fountains Complex.
But not the bigger building, not
No,
yet.
I haven't had any updates on that. We did approve plans, so I assume they're working on it, but yeah, that'll be a while. They had not picked up their permit, okay, that explains it.
What about, anything about Lutheran Towers? I should have asked Terry that, too.
I haven't heard a word.
Nothing, huh? Because that's, I mean,
Gotta come up to
well,
be
there
on
were a
record.
lot of people in there.
I'll come back up. So Lutheran Towers, I've spoken to the manager numerous occasions. Basically, they've gotten through their board. They're working through appraisals and the design for the rebuild. So they're not tearing down, but they're working on what they're gonna do with the interior remodel.
Great.
So, haven't gotten any permit applications yet, but they are working through it. And then, the fountain, well, Elon's Barclay, whatever the name of it is, Barclay, is, it has basically, their permit is ready to be issued, they just need to pay for the permit, so. As soon as we receive that, they'll be able to move forward.
And then we're waiting on, what's the nursing home's address? I want to say.
1820?
No.
Oh,
that
1430.
1430, so.
1430.
Which one is that?
Gulfport Rehab.
Oh, right.
They were doing some work without a permit, we stopped them. It is a nursing home, a lot of fire safety features, you can't just go in there and do work. So they submitted some plans, we kicked it back and are waiting on a revision, and then hopefully they can continue their repairs. They have the second story open right now, but not the first.
And Aspire, that's not going to stay.
So that was substantially damaged, so it was above the 50%. My understanding is they are not looking to come back. But of course, until we get documentation, there's That's what they've said, but what happens,
Is that the new name of 1820?
yes,
The old Dolphin View?
yes.
Yeah, that was.
It was. It's pretty bad.
It's very bad.
Well, you see dumpsters out there and everything, you just don't really know. Okay.
We'll find out. So that was my, good job, Terry, that covers my interdepartmental work assignment, because that's kind of where we're focused on the permitting process still. Someone dropped by some old photos, I kind of included them in there, I thought that was pretty neat. Seems like yesterday.
Still looks like the old truck
Yeah.
that we just got rid of.
And then we did, I don't know if, I know Vice Mayor, you asked about pictures, that's the best one I could find there.
High water rescue.
Yeah, doing the actual rescue,
That's
so.
good.
We had a person, if you can see the end of that white car sticking out behind the truck, she drove in the water, vehicle stalled, and then had a cast on her leg, so could not get it wet. So actually had to lift her out of the car, put her on the high water vehicle, and then take her to safety. Something we'll have to think about moving forward. So people saw us in action, getting her out of the car and then to dry water, and then we're saying, hey, I need to go to the grocery store, can you take me to the grocery store, and we're saying, just wait, we're not gonna do a shuttle service, this is for emergency use, so, if you hear any complaints, that would be why. When, if you wait, the water will reside, and then reside.
It'll go down.
It'll go down.
Recede?
Receive, thank you.
I think it would reside. We did a hurricane presentation Saturday, Kelly and I, and Bay News 9 showed up. They interviewed me for 20 minutes and then played no sound, so I don't know what I said, but anyway, they showed me talking, but kind of they talked over it, which is probably better. But anyway, 10 people, I mean, it was a good, this was one of our more engaged audiences, so I think it went well. Would you agree, Kelly?
I heard you talk in the coverage.
Did you? Oh,
Yeah.
maybe not the the one they played at 5 p.m. that evening.
It's like a 10-second clip, but you
Okay.
talk.
Brilliant.
So,
That's about it. And then, of course, we don't think Aaron's gonna do much over here. The East Coast looks like it's gonna get, some pretty beat up with some pretty high waves. And then, got two little areas behind it this morning that we're watching. One has a 60% chance of development, which I'm not super happy about. And then the other one has 30, but it's simply right off the coast of Africa at this point. So it's that time of year. You guys will see the updates coming, and we'll just have to watch each system, as it has that potential to develop.
So we don't have a repeat of last year.
We can't, sir. It's impossible. Any questions on any of that? That was a lot.
It's great.
Thank
All right.
you.
Thank you. All right, Carly, the administrative department, please.
Anybody want to do questions before I point stuff out? Or you have something?
No, I think we,
Come back when you're done, please,
was that?
to deliver bad news.
Do you want to just do it now then?
Get out of the way.
If that was weird.
That's a heck of a way to
Yeah.
leave the table. I'll be back with bad news. I'll just sit down right now.
Okay, so we do annual ladder testing once a year, required for safety. We test all our ground ladders and all of our, both aerial platforms. Now we have a primary and a secondary.
Southeast Fire Equipment.
Yeah.
It's gonna be money.
Yes, yes. And Jim just got back too. So anyway, the platform on our secondary, our reserve apparatus, the 70-foot platform, failed inspection. They found 2 cracks on the base of the platform. It looks like potentially couplings from paying out the 5-inch may have hit it. and over time, it caused 2 cracks. They recommend, because it is a crack in the platform where you can have up to, 2 firefighters and a victim, or, a rescuee, that it only be repaired by factory. We reached out to factory, their local providers in Fort Myers, they came out and they said, they recommend full manufacture of a new platform and then place the new platform on, take the old one off, put the new platform on. They weren't gonna repair the platform as is with the 2 cracks. The estimate for that work, building the platform, putting it back on, and then testing, was $41,143.44. So my exercise was trying to find, if I had any monies. What I do know is we had in this year's budget, and Jim can interrupt me at any time if I'm off, we had an ice machine and a copier that we moved out 2 years from now. So that is a $9,000 line item and a $5,000 line item, so that would be 14 there. My understanding from internal trying to look at my budget is I may have about 15,000 in bunker gear left. And once again, I'm gonna ask, Jim to confirm these numbers, but it looks like I may have about 70% of that money if my calculations are correct.
70% of the 40-some thousand, so about 28.
But I am worried that my number could be wrong on the bunker gear, because we may have used some of that for the uniform change, but we'll look into that. And then,
This thing is so expensive.
yeah. And I think that's the reason why is building the whole new platform, right?
Yeah.
And it's one of those things where you think about it. We've got a couple options. My recommendation would be to fix it and have a fully in-service unit that's certified and safe to use. We could look for other repairs. I'm just not, putting someone 70 feet in the air, right? That's kind of, I'm not comfortable with that. And then we could run it, because it is a Quint apparatus, you could run it as an engine in this county. The potential there, though, is you show up on scene with what looks like a ladder truck, and the expectation is.
You're gonna be able to use it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Right, so,
This is your backup unit, right?
it is, yes, correct. Which, we are in from time to time. And the whole idea was to not lose service when we switched into a reserve apparatus, so, I
How
guess.
long will this unit be down?
So the good news is they can go ahead and manufacture it while it's not down, ship it on a pallet to South Florida Emergency Vehicles. Then we would take it down, and it would be the installation and testing. So I would guess, 2 to 3 weeks, something like that. Not the whole time, right? If we had to
Yeah.
ship it to Ohio,
Right.
yeah. But, and let's see, I don't know what he put as far as how long this would be good for. And I didn't know if we needed to wait, to October 1st, or what the best plan of attack would be. And I would probably, I think I see Jim's looking at numbers right now. If you guys want us to get together with hard data numbers, what we got, or make the decision today that we're gonna do it either way, and then figure that out. Kind of looking for guidance, I guess.
Well, I think we need to do it, so it's a matter of
Have to
where,
do it.
we just gotta find the money,
Yeah.
which pile it comes out of.
Because if you wait, doesn't it get higher, like everything else?
Yeah.
It's getting higher?
Potentially, yes, ma'am.
Well, and plus to your point, you show up on a scene with a vehicle that
Yeah.
appears to be able to do something and it doesn't, it's kind of a problem too. So,
And I don't know how we can confirm, but I heard last week that they may be in the midst of a strike, so I need to find that out too. But we at least need to get in line,
Yes.
so to speak.
Gotta get in the queue.
Yeah.
So do we need to go with consensus on moving forward? Okay, do we have consensus?
Yeah.
Yes.
There we go.
Yes.
Get her done.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Welcome back.
It's not like it was planned.
Yes, sir.
It could have been more expensive, so let's not,
So just for clarification, this is at the end of the arm that extends out, this is the platform on the bottom, and then there's a a fence that goes around it to hold the people in? It's just the bottom part that's being repaired?
So basically the floor,
The floor,
the two
okay.
cracks are on the edge of what makes that frame of that floor.
Okay.
Yeah, it's through and through crack.
Yeah.
That's kind of important.
Yeah.
How do they make is that aluminum or, okay, all right, just curious. Thank you.
Okay,
You're welcome.
thanks.
Of course.
Okay. Did you have anything else, Carly?
I don't think I actually went.
No, she
No,
didn't.
it's already started here.
We, I elected to have the
Go right
bad news
ahead.
first.
You got anything else?
Just a couple things to make sure I draw your attention to. One being the tentative date for the boat parade. It is following the same pattern that we have the last couple of years, which would be the second Friday of December. So hopefully, as long as none of our neighbors change their pattern, then we don't conflict.
Right.
So if we conflict with somebody, it's because they changed, not us, as long as we stick with that date. Marine Max has that date. They've given us the okay for that, so hopefully that stays the same. They know that we want to start putting out save the date stuff very soon, but I wanted to run it by you all to make sure that you are good with keeping that date for the boat parade. So just attention there. Let me flip through here.
Have we had any discussion with anybody that we deal with at FWC or the Marine unit on what they plan to do with the implementation of the new statute?
So I have had a brief conversation with them, but it was sort of okay, we know this has changed. We're working on the internal processes to implement that.
Okay.
I know that they were happy for the change because they felt like their hands were tied
Yeah.
in a lot of ways. So I don't think it has as much teeth as they would like, and I think the hope is that over time it continues to adjust, but it sounds like it's going to be sort of legislative baby steps to give more enforcement because they had very little ability before, and so now it's giving them more and more to work with.
Sure.
So my understanding is they're working on the internal parts of implementing this now. But we were glad to see it. So it's a step in the right direction. I don't know if you all read the article that was sent. They're small changes, but they're very useful small changes.
Yeah, like the propulsion. And then they can demand it if the person's there.
Yep,
I don't know how they deal with it if the person's
Yep.
not there, because
Yep. Yep.
we got a couple of
So
hoarding boats out in the bay that
I know.
I don't think the guy can
I know.
fit anything else
Yeah.
on it.
But it is a step. To a lot of us, it was a positive because it showed that there is openness to making this
Yeah.
more strict. Because for a long time, it was sort of like, well, it's the water. Everybody has the right to the, and
Yep.
it's a fine line between trying to take away that ability to utilize the nature that's all around us versus, hey, this actually affects, it affects nature, not just the people that live on the shore. You're negatively impacting our waterways. So to us, it was a positive step that any change was made. It was small, but we'll
Agreed.
take it. So please take a look at the schedule for the rest of August and September. It does differ from the norm. There are some extra meetings and they are on different days of the week than normal. So please take a look at that because for certain votes, especially for the budget, I do need all of you. So
Right.
please make sure that you're available on those Mondays. And if you're not, please let me know right away because we're having to advertise those dates, send them to
Sure.
the county, send them to the state. We have to run them by a lot of different offices because we're not allowed to conflict with other government agencies doing their budget hearings. So if we have to move it, I need to know pretty
Sure.
quickly. So hopefully those work for everybody. We did get our renewal for health insurance. It came in very low, which we were really excited about.
Yeah.
And so it was a 3% increase, which is almost unheard of for any increases from any vendors that we've had. So our hope is that you all could give us consensus to go ahead and stay with the current health insurance, is that okay?
Absolutely. If you're looking for
Okay.
consensus now, I'm okay.
Yes, great,
Yes.
wonderful, okay. And then, the other question I have, and I'm kind of back and forth on this, is moving forward with more of the Wanamaker Jensen study. We had a meeting with them last week to review some of their proposals for, okay, if you wanted to try to save this building, here's a couple different ways you could do it. They presented us with 3. There was really only one that we thought would work logistically for us. So with that design being the one that we think we could potentially do, they're now going to calculate an estimate for that.
Okay.
Our concern is that that is gonna come back. It's gonna be an expensive
Sure.
project because of the ADA concerns that we have. For example, just having to adjust that front ramp, basically becomes like a W because it's right now not ADA compliant. How it is, it's going to be quite a bit of back and forth, and that's not gonna be
Is that-
cheap.
When you say ADA compliant, is this because the angle's too steep?
I think
or the
it's
width?
both I think it's all of the above, and then
Okay.
I think also the landings at the corner,
Mhm.
you have to widen that pad area also. So the whole thing is just not
Yeah.
gonna work. So there's gonna be some pretty expensive components to modifying this building. When we discussed their proposal earlier, I think I resent their proposal back out to you guys. You all had directed us to authorize up through step 4, which was studying the building and then presenting us with some design options for remodeling it and providing us with the cost of those. So that's what they're focused on. Task 5 was providing design proposals and estimates for a knockdown rebuild. So we have not authorized that step yet. They wanted to know if we want to go ahead and authorize that or if we want to wait until we get the numbers back on what their estimate's going to be to remodel this. So, which we can hold off and we can start that later. Part of me thinks we're going to need that number, so it's really up to you all if you, I don't see how we make a decision to remodel this building if we don't know what the cost difference would be between building a new one. Because even their best proposal for remodeling this building was not stellar. And that's not their fault, it's the nature of what they're working with.
Right, the building.
We can't put parking underneath it, so we can't make it much bigger because then we can't meet parking capacity. So there's only so much they can do with the existing site. But I think our hope was that they could do something that we'd really like, and they were sort of like, this is the best you could do. It would work, but it's not ideal, what we could do with this building. So the question is, do you want us to authorize them to move forward with the next phase, which had a cost of 16.5,
Yeah.
to do some proposals for knockdown rebuilds? Or do you want to hold off? We can wait until we get the estimate for remodeling this building, but I don't
Everything takes
think
so
it's going to
long.
be cheap.
I'm in agreement with you, though.
I
We
think
can't
we
make a
should get
decision
it.
until we see what the other cost is. I mean,
Because we can actually perhaps use the larger footprint of our land here
100%, yeah.
and have under building parking.
That's
kind
what
of a
they've
thing.
said, is if you do a knockdown rebuild, you have a lot more options for utilizing the space. It could be a bigger footprint building because you put it up a couple feet and you can park under. But you can't park under the building the way it is right now. There's
Right.
nothing we could do to make parking work under the building. So we're stuck with the parking footprint
Yeah.
we have and the limitations that causes.
Oh, I think
in
we have to do
consensus
it
right
anyway.
now to go forward with the additional 16?
If you, that is my thought that we're going to need to take that step.
I agree.
It's we either tell them yes now or we tell them yes when they come back and tell us how much it's gonna cost to remodel this building and we go, well, we're not sure we wanna do that.
I agree.
So-
So do we have consensus for Carly? All of us, yes.
Okay.
I say
Go
do
to
it,
step 5.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
let's
we'll
do it.
authorize them to go ahead and start task 5. We will still get the pricing for the remodel of this building, we'll just give them to go ahead to start
Yep.
task 5 as well.
Yep.
Okay, I think that was probably about it, unless you guys have any questions, comments, anything you need, any?
No?
Oh, I had one more thing, actually. Yes, I do. So Jim has let us know that he's planning to retire. So tentative date would be early 2026. So we are preparing to advertise his position and start a hiring process for that. We talked about this a little bit during budget, and we asked for there to be some extra budget in there to plan for an overlap in case we're able to hire someone before he leaves, because he just has 30 years of really valuable knowledge that I would like to try to get as much of before he goes. So we'd like to start that process soon. In looking at the schedule of what that process would be, a new hire, even if we advertise the job today, a new hire would not be starting with us before October 1. It just, timing wise, would not happen because we want to leave it open for at least a month. So someone will be coming in after October 1.
Okay.
When we advertise a position, I include the pay range with that. So my question to you all is, if I advertise it with today's pay range, that is not, in theory, going to be the same pay range that would be in effect after October 1, because we would be implementing some sort of COLA.
Right.
So you all authorized us to budget for a 5% COLA. my question to you all is, are you comfortable in that decision with the COLA in the budget enough for me to advertise the finance position now with the salary, including the 5% COLA? Because that is the range that in theory would be in place when someone starts.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm sure anybody who's applying for the finance director's job will know to ask, is that part of the, you know, doing the
It's
numbers?
a pretty valid question, but I mean, when you're trying,
Yeah.
we're trying to obviously bring
Yeah, I
in
think-
top quality applicants. I think
Yeah.
even a small, whatever increase in that
Show the
range,
pay they
I
would
think
get,
is
you know,
is
not what it is
helpful.
now.
Yeah.
I
So,
agree.
We're gonna be ready at least by the end of this month to post.
100%, yeah.
Probably before.
Yeah, I'm trying to shoot, I potentially have it out this weekend, potentially, if I can finalize a couple questions, but I wanted to check with you all, because otherwise we would be running the current pay range.
On FL City jobs.
Mm-hmm.
How's that been working out? I mean, I've been hearing good numbers for us.
It's
I mean,
not, yeah, it's not bad. The tough part is that sometimes you get, because it's so broad, you'll get people that are in a different area that, we got somebody for, I think, one of Terry's positions that didn't have any flood knowledge because of where they were before, and that was really important.
Yeah.
So it broadens it, which is good, but then it also, some of those are, well, that's not really gonna
not a
work
great
for
fit.
We're
us.
glad we
Okay.
got somebody who knows
So-
flood.
Yeah, so, yeah, we have great, yeah, he's got great flood experience, so that's good. Okay. Any other questions? No?
That's it. Anything else from anybody? Okay, I'm going to adjourn this and call into order the executive session. Could I please get the roll call?
Reidinger,
Here.
McAleese,
Here.
Thompson,
Here.
Reed,
Here.
Penny.
All right, pursuant to Florida Statute 447.6051, the City of South Pasadena, as a public employee, will now hold a closed meeting relative to the collective bargaining. This meeting is not open to the public. Those attending the meeting will be myself, Vice Mayor Tom Reed, Commissioner Gail Neidinger, Mark McAleese, and Linda Thompson. Finance Director James Graham, City Clerk Administrator Carly Lewis, Public Safety Director David Mixon, and City Attorney Kristen Gray. At this time, we will move to the conference room for the closed portion of the meeting. All right, the closed portion of today's executive session is now complete, and the meeting is now adjourned.